Genetic recombination and mutation. Genetic recombination is the breaking and reforming of DNA strands to form new molecules of DNA, encoding a new set of genetic information. So there's a couple ways this can occur. The first is chromosomal crossover. And this is going to occur during our mitosis or meiosis, during prophase. And what's going to happen is our chromosomes overlap and exchange parts. So below you can see that we have two chromosomes next to each other here, and those legs that are crossing can break off and reattach to the opposite set of chromosomes. So you can see when we have a final result, you can see how they're exchanged. So it changes what traits are next to each other. And since it changes that, it's going to allow geneticists to determine gene placement by looking at how often traits remain together. So traits that are very far apart, where the genes are very far apart for these traits, will probably get separated more often because there's more area that they could get separated on. But if things are very close together, it would have to have a very specific breaking point. So it wouldn't occur as often. So that's one way geneticists have learned a lot more about gene placement. Another type of genetic recombination is gene conversion. And that is when DNA is broken, other DNA can get copied in the repair process instead of the original DNA. So here, if we have two pieces of DNA next to each other, we have this broken section here on the top one. So if something comes along and tries to repair that, it might accidentally copy this lower black strand of DNA rather than this top lighter one. So we'd end up with this pattern in the end where we have the white, black, white. And that's just representing different areas of these two different chromosomes. So next we're going to talk about mutations. Mutations are when DNA changes due to many factors like radiation, mitosis or meiosis errors, viruses, or many other causes. So this has different effects on populations. One thing it does is it's going to provide genetic diversity. It's going to mix up the genes and allow for different combinations. And that's going to strengthen a population, resistance to genetic diseases, and it's also going to provide new adaptations, possibly, for success. So these are different ways that genetic recombination and mutation affects populations and some different types of those recombinations.